Work hard and you'll succeed. It's the American dream, right? The idea that anyone can pull themselves up by their bootstraps and achieve financial freedom. Except, there's a slight problem with that whole bootstraps thing. It assumes everyone starts with boots. And frankly, some people are born already on a yacht sipping champagne made from the tears of disappointed bootstrappers. Because here's the thing, billionaires? They aren't just working hard, they're playing a completely different game, one where the rules are rigged in their favor. A game where they dodge taxes like Neo dodging bullets, build monopolies bigger than Kanye's ego, and stash their cash in tropical islands you can't even pronounce. So buckle up, Buttercup, because today we're diving deep into the murky depths of billionaire shenanigans. We'll expose their secrets, their strategies, and most importantly, how you can fight back against this economic Hunger Games, because frankly it's about time we flipped the game board and started playing by our own damn rules. Let's talk taxes, shall we? That delightful time of year when we all gather round, open our wallets and hand over a sizable chunk of our hard-earned cash to the government. Except billionaires seem to have missed that memo, because while you and I are meticulously reporting our income, billionaires are out here living like tax-exempt pharaohs. See, the super wealthy don't make their money like you and me. They don't have paychecks with taxes automatically deducted. They make their money from their asset stocks, real estate, that Picasso they keep in the guest bathroom. And here's the kicker, they don't pay taxes on those assets until they sell them. So, what do? They take out loans against those assets. They essentially borrow money from themselves, using their mega yachts and diamond-encrusted dog collars as collateral. And the best part? Those loans? Often completely tax-free. This little strategy is lovingly referred to as buy, borrow, die. They buy assets, borrow against them to fund their lavish lifestyles, and then when they eventually shuffle off this mortal coil, their heirs get those assets tax-free, thanks to something called a step-up in basis. It's like a glorious legal game of Monopoly, where they get to keep all the properties, never land on boardwalk, and always get out of jail free. And you know what the worst part is? It's all perfectly legal. This, my friends, is what we call a rigged system. It's a system where the rules are written by the wealthy, for the wealthy, and it allows them to accumulate more and more wealth, while the rest of us are stuck footing the bill. It's enough to make you want to pull a Robin Hood. Except instead of stealing from the rich, you just want them to pay their damn taxes. Remember Blockbuster? That charming little mom-and-pop shop where you used to rent VHS tapes? No? Well, that's probably because Netflix came along and crushed them like a bug on a windshield. And guess what? That's kind of a recurring theme in the billionaire playbook. See, billionaires love monopolies. They're like the Beyoncé of the business world. They don't just want to be in the game, they want to be the entire damn game. They achieve this through a delightful little strategy called buying out the competition. It starts innocently enough. A promising startup emerges offering a new product or service that threatens to disrupt the status quo. The billionaires, threatened by this potential loss of income, swoop in with an offer they can't refuse. Suddenly that plucky little startup becomes just another cog in the billionaire machine. And if the competition doesn't want to play ball, well, billionaires have ways of making them play. They can undercut prices, flood the market, or even resort to some good old-fashioned corporate espionage. It's like that scene in Jurassic Park, but instead of velociraptors, it's lawyers and lobbyists. The result? Less competition, higher prices, and fewer choices for consumers. It's like going to a restaurant and finding out the only thing on the menu is a $500 plate of beige mush, and you have to eat it because there's nowhere else to go. This relentless pursuit of market dominance stifles innovation, limits consumer choice, and concentrates wealth in the hands of a select few. It's enough to make you want to start your own business, just so you can tell a billionaire to take this merger and shove it. Chapter 3. The Offshore Wealth Game, where money goes on vacation and never comes back. Ever wonder where billionaires keep all their money? It's not stuffed under a giant Scrooge McDuck-style mattress, and it's certainly not sitting in your average run-of-the-mill bank account. No, my friends, we're talking about the mysterious and alluring world of offshore tax havens. Picture this: pristine beaches, crystal-clear waters, and a complete and utter lack of taxes. We're talking about places like the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, Switzerland, countries that sound like they were plucked straight from the pages of a James Bond movie. These tropical paradises offer one very attractive service: secrecy. Billionaires can stash their fortunes in shell companies, trusts, and foundations, shielded from the prying eyes of their own governments and tax authorities. It's like a financial witness protection program for the ultra-wealthy. Now, some might argue that it's their money, they earned it, they should be able to do whatever they want with it. And to that I say, sure, in a vacuum maybe, but in the real world where we rely on taxes to fund things like schools, roads, and that bridge you drive over every day that's about to collapse, Well, it becomes a bit more complicated, because when billionaires dodge taxes, guess who gets stuck picking up the tab? That's right, you and me. The average taxpayers are left holding the bag, forced to shoulder the burden of funding essential public services, while the super wealthy sip margaritas on their private islands. It's like throwing a party, having your richest friend drink all the booze, eat all the food, and then skip out on the bill, leaving you to explain to the caterer why you're short a few $1,000s. Except in this scenario, the caterer is the entire country, and the bill is billions, if not trillions of dollars. Chapter 4. Influencing the System. Money Talks. Billionaires Whisper. Now you might be thinking, okay, so billionaires avoid taxes and crush competition, but surely there are laws to prevent them from completely taking over the world, right? And to that I say, oh you sweet summer child. Because billionaires don't just play the game, they write the rules. How? By wielding the mighty sword of political influence. We're talking about campaign contributions, lobbying efforts, and even good old-fashioned bribery. They fund politicians who support their interests, shower them with lavish gifts and vacations, and whisper sweet nothings into their ears about economic growth and job creation. And these politicians, ever so eager to please their wealthy benefactors, craft laws and regulations that benefit the already wealthy at the expense of everyone else. They'll gut environmental regulations, weaken labor laws, and slash taxes for corporations and the super rich. It's like watching a group of foxes guarding the hen house, except the foxes are wearing tailored suits, and the hens are all of us. And when they're not busy greasing the palms of politicians, they're shaping public opinion through their control of the media. They buy up newspapers, television stations, and websites, ensuring that their voices are amplified while dissenting voices are silenced. It's a carefully orchestrated symphony of manipulation, designed to keep the status quo firmly in place. And the scariest part? It's all perfectly legal. Chapter 5. Can the average person beat the system? Spoiler alert, yes, but it won't be easy. So, we've established that billionaires play by a different set of rules. A set of rules that allows them to hoard wealth, dodge taxes, and influence the very fabric of society. It's enough to make you want to crawl under a rock and wait for the apocalypse. But before you start stockpiling canned goods and building a bunker in your backyard, I have some good news. We, the average non-billionaire masses, can fight back. It won't be easy, it won't be quick, but it's possible. First, we need to get educated. We need to understand the rules of the game, the loopholes being exploited, and the strategies being employed. Knowledge is power, and the more we know about the system, the better equipped we'll be to challenge it. Second, we need to organize. We need to band together, raise our voices, and demand change. We need to vote for politicians who will fight for our interests, not the interests of the super wealthy. We need to support organizations that are working to level the playing field and create a more just and equitable society. Third, we need to be relentless. The billionaires aren't going to give up their power and privilege without a fight. They'll use all their resources, all their influence to maintain the status quo. But we can't afford to get discouraged. We need to keep fighting, keep pushing, keep demanding change. Because the truth is, the system isn't broken. It's working exactly as intended. It's designed to benefit the wealthy and powerful at the expense of everyone else. But we can change that. We can rewrite the rules, level the playing field, and create a world where everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. Outro time to flip the script. So there you have it, a glimpse into the shadowy world of billionaire secrets. We've exposed their tax loopholes, their monopoly madness, and their offshore shenanigans. But here's the thing, knowledge is only powerful if we use it. Now that you know the game they're playing, it's time to start playing by our own rules. It's time to demand a fairer system, one where everyone pays their fair share, where competition thrives, and where the ultra-wealthy are held accountable. So what are you going to do? Will you sit back and let the billionaires win? Or will you join the fight for a more just and equitable world? The choice is yours. Now that you know their secrets, what are you going to do about it? Comment below with your thoughts. And if you found this eye-opening, hit like and subscribe to motionera for more mind-blowing videos. Subscribe for more shocking truths.